We are counting down the 7 most misleading olive oil brands found on UK supermarket shelves. From overpriced bottles that flunk blind taste tests, to trusted labels disguising shocking quality failures, and even brands entwined with international scandals, each spot reveals another layer of consumer betrayal. Which household name turned out to be the worst offender? Let us expose the truth, starting with number 7. Morrisons, the best unfiltered olive oil, carries a bold label and a premium price, but the reality is far less impressive. In a recent Which magazine blind taste test, this bottle managed just 56 out of 100, solidly mid-table, not a standout. Yet in just 2 years, the price soared from £4 to £7.50, an 88% increase with no documented improvement in quality. Shoppers expecting something special have instead reported harsh, stale flavours and a disappointing lack of freshness. The unfiltered branding promises tradition and purity, but what you are really getting is supermarket marketing with none of the substance to back it up. Waitrose number 1 extra virgin olive oil arrives on shelves with the weight of a premium label and the promise of Vale Trappi protected designation of origin status. Yet, behind the elegant branding, the numbers tell a different story, in which blind testing, this oil scored 45 out of 100, ranking 9th out of 12, and falling below average for taste and quality. The price, however, sits in a league of its own. It is £14.50 for 500 millilitres, or £2.90 per 100 millilitres. That is nearly 10 times the cost of Aldi's top-rated oil. The protected designation of origin certification guarantees where the olives come from, not how the oil tastes or how healthy it is. For British shoppers, the lesson is clear. A protected origin label and a high price tag do not guarantee a better bottle. Here, luxury branding masks ordinary oil. Napolina extra virgin olive oil stands out for all the wrong reasons. In one independent Which tester bottle scored an impressive 67%, top of the table. But when expert tasters sampled another batch, they gave it 0 stars, citing rancidity as a serious defect. This is not a minor slip in quality. The difference comes down to luck. One bottle might be fresh, the next might taste like paint stripper. The culprit is hiding in plain sight. Napolina packages its oil in clear PET plastic bottles, leaving it exposed to light and heat on supermarket shelves. Scientific studies show this kind of packaging can destroy up to 70% of the oil's natural antioxidants in just a few months, while off flavours multiply. Shoppers are now paying £9.60 for 500 millilitres, a 55% price jump since 2022. When a trusted British-Italian brand turns buying olive oil into a lottery, the risk lands squarely on your dinner table. Bertolli's green and gold label carries the weight of Italian tradition, but independent testing tells a different story. In a landmark analysis by the University of California, Davis, 73% of Bertolli samples failed to qualify as extra virgin, disqualified for rancidity, fustiness, and other defects that international standards simply do not permit. The problems do not stop at the lab bench. In 2015, Italian police raided Bertolli's parent company, D'Olio, and seized oils suspected of being fraudulently labelled. That same year, Italian consumer magazine Il Test found that 9 of 20 Bertolli bottles failed to meet EU extra virgin criteria. Across the Atlantic, Bertolli products were recalled in the United States, and D'Olio faced lawsuits over misleading origin claims and the sale of lower-grade oils as extra virgin. Despite this pattern of test failures, fraud investigations, and recalls, Bertolli bottles remain a fixture on British supermarket shelves with no warnings or recalls. When a brand's international record reads like a charge sheet, the risk for UK consumers is clear. Repeated quality failures are not a fluke. They are a warning that has been ignored. Filippo Berio dominates the UK olive oil market, with nearly 1 in 5 bottles sold bearing its name. Shoppers see an Italian label and promises of Mediterranean authenticity, but laboratory results tell a different story. In a landmark analysis by the University of California, Davis, every Filippo Berio sample failed to meet extra virgin standards. The oils showed rancidity and fermentation defects, problems that disqualify them from the extra virgin category under international rules. These failures are not isolated or theoretical. In the United States, Filippo Berio's parent company faced a class action lawsuit, accused of misleading consumers with an imported from Italy label while actually blending oils from Spain, Greece, and Tunisia. The company settled, offering compensation to American buyers and agreeing to clarify its labels. Yet in Britain, the same bottles remain on supermarket shelves, untouched by legal action or recall. Ownership changed hands in 2014 when China's Bright Food Group took control, but the quality problems persisted. By 2024, even the UK chief executive, Walter Zanra, had admitted that the company sees a lot of oil with flavour defects, which declasses it, so it should not be labelled as extra virgin. Despite this admission, British regulators have never issued a warning, forced a recall, or held the company to account. While American consumers received settlements and new labels, UK shoppers are left with oils that fail independent tests and a brand whose own leadership acknowledges the problem. The trusted market leader is selling oil that experts and courts abroad have already rejected. Marks & Spencer has built its reputation on the promise of premium quality, positioning its extra virgin olive oil as the sophisticated choice for British shoppers who want the best. The label and the price, £2.79 for 500 millilitres, suggest a cut above standard supermarket fare. But when professional tasters put this oil to the test, the results were anything but refined. Scoring just 41 out of 100 in blind panel testing, the oil was described as having distinct farmyard flavours, a technical term for the kind of fermentation defect that immediately disqualifies an oil from being called extra virgin under international standards. This is not a subtle slip or a matter of personal taste. A single off flavour like this is enough to strip an oil of its extra virgin status, no matter how glossy the branding or how reassuring the store's reputation. Shoppers paying a premium for the Marks & Spencer name are getting oil with a sensory flaw that experts use as a textbook example of what not to buy. The illusion of quality is powerful, but the numbers do not lie, 41 out of 100, and a flavour profile that would never pass muster in the Mediterranean groves the branding evokes. For British consumers, the lesson is harsh but clear. Prestige branding and a higher price tag cannot cover up fundamental defects. When a trusted upmarket retailer delivers oil with a defect so severe it fails the most basic international standards, the problem is not just taste, it is misplaced trust. Marks & Spencer proves that in the world of olive oil, reputation is no guarantee of authenticity or quality. Tesco extra virgin olive oil sits on millions of British kitchen shelves, pitched as an affordable staple at £5.55 for 500 millilitres. The promise is simple: extra virgin quality, Mediterranean flavour and heart-healthy benefits. But the reality, confirmed by independent panel testing, is shocking. Out of every major UK olive oil brand, Tesco scored the lowest, just 38 out of 100. Professional tasters describe the flavour as too bitter, dusty, and like a mouldy piece of bread. These are not minor quirks or one-off mistakes. They are clear signs of oxidation and spoilage, defects that should never appear in any oil labelled extra virgin. The problem does not stop at taste. Tesco bottles its oil in clear plastic, a choice that defies every warning from food scientists and industry experts. Clear PET plastic offers almost no protection from light or heat, both of which accelerate the breakdown of antioxidants and healthy fats. Studies show that oil stored this way can lose up to 70% of its natural nutrients in just a few months on a supermarket shelf. By the time it reaches your home, much of the oil's health value is already gone, replaced by the very compounds linked to inflammation and off flavours. For British families trying to eat well on a budget, this is more than a disappointment, it is a betrayal. Tesco's procurement priorities appear to favour price and shelf life over genuine quality, leaving shoppers with a product that fails the most basic international standards. When an everyday staple scores dead last for flavour and arrives pre-degraded in cheap packaging, the message is clear. You are not getting extra virgin olive oil, you are paying for a label and a shortcut. In the end, Tesco is not just failing to deliver on quality, they are failing your trust and your health. Across all 7 brands, one pattern stands out. UK olive oil shelves reward marketing over quality, leaving even premium shoppers exposed to poor standards and empty claims. This is not just about taste, it is about trust at the heart of our food supply. Demand transparency. Your health depends on it.